What's going on, people? Your boy Mad Mike coming at you guys with yet another Atlanta Falcons video. Um, yeah, you guys are seeing right, the Atlanta Falcons are trading Deion Jones away for. Um, I want to get all the information right, so you guys bear with me. For I'm seeing, it's for pretty much chump change. And I'll give you my thoughts really soon. Just let me gather the information for you guys. Uh, what a crazy day. I'll just start with that. Just an absolute crazy day for the Atlanta Falcons. Got the loss. I think we all know that at this point. Um, like I said, just bear with me for a few minutes. I'll get all of the correct information and not just throwing some crap out there because we want to be first. All right, so the money, and I do not know why this is like this at the current moment. I'm trying to get the compensation for it. Like, I don't see the necessary compensation, which is really irritating me. All right. So this totally goes against everything the Falcons have said as far as the dead cap money is concerned. The Falcons will carry $12 million in dead cap in 23. So they already broke a rule as far as that's concerned. This is one of the reasons why I stated that these guys cannot be trusted when it comes down to what they have stated. Terry Fontenot and Arthur Smith cannot be trusted when it comes down to their own statements. These guys see things, they feel things, and they go based on that. They feel as though that the Falcons at this point in time are moving on. But I don't see, again, I'm looking for the compensation. This is Tom Pelissero, dead cap and 12 million next year. I don't necessarily like that because you're taking money for the future. It just doesn't make sense. So there's $12 million that is in dead cap money for next year. That's essentially what the Atlanta Falcons are going to are going to pay Calvin Ridley. So why do I bring that up? Well, there's pretty much guarantees that Calvin Ridley will not be with the Atlanta Falcons, especially when you have the dead cap money from the now trade of Deion Jones to the Cleveland Browns. Don't think you can bring back Calvin Ridley this year. The Browns will owe about $1.3 million. But this kind of goes into what we stated earlier, is that when you look at teams, when they move money around, especially the way that they've done, it's really on a year-to-year basis, right? This is a year-to-year basis when it comes down to those types of these option contracts. It's not a lot of security for the players. Yeah, he got a lot of money up front, but when you look at, the way the Falcons have played this year from the linebacker position, I'm really flabbergasted as far as that is concerned. But when it comes down to it, these guys want to move on from a lot of issues. And I think, in my humble opinion, I think this has to do with them wanting to give Michael Walker, but more importantly, I think, especially from what we've seen this first game, what we've seen from Troy Anderson, man, I think he is the Falcons' starting middle linebacker. Yeah, you heard me. Troy Anderson, after today against Tom Brady, this guy showed his ass when he got in, and he's showing everybody that he can make plays. This guy can make plays. He's big, he's physical, and today the Falcons were down. The defense was not playing good whatsoever, and you saw a young rookie just come and really just, show what he's about. I think this has everything to do with Troy Anderson, this trade. The dude showed his ass. I don't think the Falcons would have made that decision to trade Deion Jones if it wasn't for Troy Anderson. Michael Walker has not been playing well. I think all of us can be honest. Has he made plays? Absolutely. But today, I don't see how you can say you're 100% comfortable with a Michael Walker as your middle linebacker and couple that with Rashaan Evans. Now, Rashaan Evans is one of those physical guys. I think the Atlanta Falcons defensively, I just think that they want to give Troy Anderson more snaps. I think today the defense was down. Michael Walker went down. And this is another reason why I say this has everything to do with the now emergence of Troy Anderson. Because we don't know if Michael Walker is going to be healthy. He went out with a groin injury. So trading away a Deion Jones when you could very well be down another linebacker. Now, they did sign Will Compton. He's a veteran middle linebacker. And quite frankly, he fits the mold as far as a physical linebacker. He's very physical. He is familiar with what Dean Pease likes to do. But they're going to have to plus $31,000 for each game he's active. This is always going to be bullet biting year for Arthur Smith and Terry Fontenot. This is who will continue to shed contracts, Matt Ryan contracts. So basically, like I said, I understand this. For me, this comes down to just say, all right, for sure that they truly believe in what Troy Anderson is doing. Like I said, the Falcons defense played like absolute horse shit. Let's just keep that real. Those linebackers was absolutely horse crap. They couldn't cover worth a crap, and all that changed when Troy Anderson got into the game. Troy Anderson got into the game. He completely changed the tone of the beat. He recognized the plays. He got to them fast, and he hit. I'm talking about he hit not only Leonard Fournette. Now, Leonard Fournette is a big dude. He's gonna bring that. He gonna bring the pain. And Troy Anderson, on a couple of plays, he got his behind handed to him by Leonard Fournette. But like I said, that's a big dude. But Troy Anderson in the last few games, he's been getting a lot of pressure, a lot of blitzes. They've been sending him off on the edge. They've been sending him up the middle. Like I said, he got a hit on Tom Brady today. But I think what this all comes down to, they want size, they want physical guys who's fast and they're decisive. Deion Jones is he's going to garner a lot of money. All right, let's just keep that real. He's going to garner a lot of money, and the Falcons at this point in time, I think defensively, the real thing is that the Atlanta Falcons, after today, I think you can honestly say it's like this is now Troy Anderson's defense. Um, I'm reading you guys. Like I said today, I think this has, like I said, I think this has everything to do with Troy Anderson, because this, you're potentially losing two linebackers now. You're potentially losing two linebackers in Deion Jones and Michael Walker. There's no guarantee that Michael Walker is going to play next week, especially going out with a groin injury. You trade Deion Jones, who could quite possibly come off the IR, and it leads to another question that we were referred to earlier in the week, that is Deion Jones really hurt? Is he really hurt? Were they hiding him on IR, which is something that's quite illegal? Let's just keep that real. If he's healthy and he can play, the NFL can and will investigate this, because you cannot hide healthy players on IR. All right, so that's one. That's something to keep an eye on as far as the fans are concerned. Like I said, I'm looking for more. Like, so if again, I'm looking for more compensation, but I just think this is, I'm gonna be real about this. I think the Falcons dropped the ball on this from the very beginning. If I'm reading this correctly, looking at the compensation for this, we literally, and I'm talking about literally, gave Deion Jones away for nothing, when we literally could have got something earlier. We could have got a lot more than this earlier. The fact that you do this now and you literally give him away after you've given him money, guaranteed money. So the Falcons have a little bit more money. Like I said, I'm trying to make sense of this, but like, what I don't like about this, the Falcons literally just swapping mid-round picks, and I don't know what those mid-round picks are at the moment. Hold on, just give me a second. I'm really trying to make sense of this move as far as the compensation is concerned. And like I said, I totally understand that the Falcons will move on for players. It's something that we've stated several times. I just don't know about giving away Deion Jones for practically nothing. So the trade details of the Atlanta Falcons are sending 2024 draft 6th-round selections for Deion Jones and a 7th round via rap sheet. Yeah. You gave Deion Jones away for a 6th-round pick. I just, like, you literally you got nothing for this. Not only did you pay a guy to go away, but you literally got nothing away from him. You got nothing for this, when you literally could have got more than this earlier in the season. This is probably the first time that I've ever questioned anything that Terry Fontenot was doing, but this is a stupid move. And the Falcons made all the wrong moves when it comes down to handling this particular situation. I don't know what the hell. You better pray that for this point on, that your linebacking crew gets better. We literally just swapped. And I'm, like I said, I'm not hurt at all. I'm more so, like I said, I think we got a tremendous linebacker in Troy Anderson. Troy played his ass off today, so let's just keep that real. But he's still a rookie. I'm seeing improvement. He played his ass off today, but these guys are not these linebackers are pretty bad. Let's just keep that real. These linebackers got dinked and dunked the entire game. And they had no answer to it until Troy Anderson got into the game and they made those moves. I don't, like I said, we'll see. Like I said, this still is a situation where I say that they dropped the ball on this. Because if you didn't want Deion, you should have done the contract reconstruction a lot earlier than what you did. You waited until the preseason to say, all right, like after the preseason, to say, let's redo this contract. And then you literally got a 6th-round pick for it. Let me repeat that. The Atlanta Falcons got a 6th-round pick for Deion Jones. That's literally nothing. The Falcons literally got nothing for Deion Jones. And they signed Will Compton. Okay? Let me repeat that. The Atlanta Falcons signed Will Compton. I should have known something was a brew. And like I said, I knew that a move would come. But to literally get nothing for Deion Jones, a 6th-round pick for Deion Jones, let Foye walk. The Falcons most certainly have to go after a 1st-round linebacker. They can't afford to wait for Troy to get it, because now you have Rashaan Evans that could quite possibly be a free agent. But I will say this, as far as this deal is concerned, no, I don't think this is the last pick. I don't think this is the last move. And I most certainly do not think that Will Compton is going to be a viable backup. We've yet to see Nick Kwiatkowski. Rashaan Evans is extremely shaky, along with Michael Walker. Yeah, Troy played better today, but he's still shaky. I will say keep an eye on a move of, personally, like I said, this is my personal opinion. The Falcons are in need of a middle linebacker. And I'm not certain that Michael Walker is the answer. I'm definitely not certain that Rashaan Evans is the answer. However, I will say this. Keep an eye out for a trade with the Chicago Bears. Keep an eye out for Chicago Bears, because he wants a contract He wants to get paid, and the Falcons have indeed signed a contract, a restructured contract with Deion Jones, where they can manipulate the salary cap with Deion Jones and kind of the dead cap money and move that around. So that's a good thing. So keep an eye out for that. The Falcons most certainly do not need the first round pick. They improved the defense, but they improved the defense with a Roquan Smith automatically, so they can afford to go in free agency and pick up a few guys in free agency. Offensive linemen, wide receivers, running backs, and a few guys on the defensive side of the ball as far as the draft is concerned with the lower round picks coming. You get a compensation pick for Foye Oluokun, losing him to free agency. So that's like I said, that's another mid-round pick for the Atlanta Falcons. But I think Roquan Smith, Chicago Bears, being that the Falcons do have a little bit more room in the future, around 24, 25 year, I think they have a little bit more room as far as that's concerned. But so keep an eye on Roquan Smith, a possible trade move as far as that concerned. You may have an opening next year with Rashaan Evans being a free agent, so you can throw that there. But like I said, I just think personally, I want to wait to see what happens. I always believe in the wait and see philosophy, but I don't know about this particular deal because you literally got nothing for Deion Jones. Nothing. So yes, we traded Deion Jones away for literally nothing. For a 6th-round pick. Well, we really didn't even get a 6th-round pick. We just swapped 6th-round picks and got a 7th-round pick. So we traded Deion Jones away for a 7th-round pick, got dead cap money for it, and like I said, I don't know what the hell they doing. They better be picking up Roquan Smith or somebody if you're just gonna allow a guy to walk away for literally nothing. At least you got a 2nd-round pick for Matt. At least you got a 2nd-round pick for Julio. But you allow Deion Jones to walk away for a 7th-round pick. Terry Fontenot, you got some explaining to do. Hey, love, we're not doing that, okay? This is not about whether or not he wanted to be here, okay? It's not about that. This is business. You dramatically hurt your team by not getting any compensation. Let me repeat that. You don't get any compensation for a Deion Jones. You can literally piss on a tree and get a 5th-round pick. You allow a quality linebacker to walk away and you got a 7th-round pick. They swapped a 6th-round pick and picked up a 7th-round pick when you could have traded him earlier in the offseason, earlier before training camp or during training camp, restructure his deal. But no, you restructured his deal and traded him for a 6th and 7th round pick. You get literally nothing. for that. No. You got to win every trade. And look, there ain't no moral victories in getting rid of players. You got to get something for it. And we're talking about a quality player. Whether or not Deion Jones is the old Deion Jones of old, you still literally got a quality linebacker for a 6th and 7th round pick. Well, it's a 7th round pick. You traded a quality linebacker away for a 7th round pick. Come on, y'all wouldn't even make these moves on Madden. But somehow this is a good deal for the Falcons. We don't know what Terry's doing. We got to wait and see for that. Yeah, we don't know what Terry's doing. They signed Will Compton. How many of you guys know that who the hell Will Compton is? How many people know who Will Compton is? Yeah, that's the problem that I have. It's not the problem. It's not that we traded Deion Jones, but you picked up Will Compton, a player that nobody wanted. And you still might be without Michael Walker because he's had a growing injury. So you literally just made the defense that more worse. No, bully. They didn't trade for a player. They got nothing for this. They signed Will Compton, a guy that was on he was already a free agent. Nobody wanted him. So yeah, I'm cool with cleaning house, but if we're gonna clean house, I'm at least see if I'm gonna get some money out of it. I'm at least to see that I can get something out of it. You got a 7th round pick for Deion Jones when you could have gotten that earlier during the season. You could have got more than that earlier during the season. That's the problem that I have. You could have got more than the 7th round pick for Deion Jones had you done this earlier this year. So it's not a fact. It's not the matter of Deion Jones has been traded. Is that the Atlanta Falcons essentially lost this trade and they played a dangerous game to wait to see if a team would come out all right and give them a decent deal, and they lost it. So not only did you lose Deion Jones, and you did not get a quality pick for it. Anything under a 5th round pick for Deion Jones is an L. You essentially paid a guy to go away and you get nothing for it. If that was the case, you should have just outright cut him. So that's the issue. Like I said, that's the issue that I have with this. And your big deal was for Will Compton. You replaced Deion Jones. And not, like I said, not even Deion Jones. We got to make sure that Michael Walker is going to be healthy. Because Michael Walker went out with a growing injury. That's a problem. I don't think anybody can pretend to think this is a good trade. Whether you four, two or four, two or fro. You traded away Deion Jones for a 7th-round pick and got nothing for it. And you signed Will Compton. Will Compton better be good, or you're going to have to answer. Because not only that, the Atlanta Falcons lost Ogum Daisy today. So they're going to have to pick up another guy or bring another young guy if Ogum Daisy's shoulder is done. Because he went out with a shoulder injury. And then you have to bring in another young guy in D'Angelo Malone to fill up a gap. So not only are you losing pass rush, you're losing a linebacker, 2 possible linebackers, Michael Walker as well as Ogum Daisy. And you bring in Will Compton. I mean, he could have came back in the game, but we still don't know the extent of Ogum Daisy's injury. And like I said, I'll keep an eye on a move still happening, because at this point in time, this is an L when it comes down to this trade. You lost this. Let's just say Deion Jones did not want to be here. Why are we giving away players because they don't want to be here and not getting proper compensation? Look. Let me make this clear. This is not about whether or not rookies get snaps. They're still rookies. You're still in the playoff hunt. This is Will Compton, a linebacker nobody wanted. Now he fills in for a possible injury or a nagging injury of Michael Walker, on top of an injury that could be nagging with Ogum Daisy. This is where I'm like, what the hell is going on? So with this move, you make the team that much worse. Now, I understand that Troy had a tremendous game today, which he did. Now, if this move end up coming, say, all right, we're trading for a guy like Roquan Smith, it makes more sense because your team actually getting better. The Falcons basically getting away a guy that quote unquote didn't want to be here. And you got to think on top of that, we don't know how long Kyle Pitts is going to be out. We don't know for certain we don't know how long Cordero Patterson is going to be out. And that's it. That's William. That's what I'm saying. It's like you're losing depth. It's not a matter of Deion Jones being gone, but you're literally giving away talent for nothing and losing depth. Bringing in Will Compton. No disrespect to the guy, he could come in and be a very solid piece, but Nick Kwiatkowski hasn't seen not 1 ounce of action. He wasn't healthy in the preseason. He hasn't played now. And now you trade away Deion Jones for guys who have not seen action? Linebacking core need help. And I don't think veteran presence is going to help that. I didn't see a lot of Isaiah Oliver today, which is another issue that I have. Isaiah Oliver didn't get a lot of playing time. These linebackers are bad, people. Okay, let's just make that clear. These linebackers are bad. Will Compton is not going to help this team unless he has I won't even want to say resurgence. Unless he does things that he isn't typically known for, then this is a bad trade. Good trade for the fact that if Deion Jones doesn't want to be here and he requested a trade, by all means, get rid of a Deion Jones. But this is where my problem lies for the Atlanta Falcons. It's not the fact that you traded Deion Jones. You got a 7th round pick for him. You got a 7th round pick for Deion Jones. Yeah, I got a problem with that. And the best you could do was bring in Will Compton. Yeah, Will Compton. We traded Deion Jones. Well, we could have traded Deion Jones earlier in the season. We could have redone his contract earlier in the season or in the off season. If you were going to get rid of the guy, you should have done it. So Deion Jones was going to be gone, in my opinion, after this season. Just my opinion. It was clear that they wanted Troy. It's clear that they wanted to clean house as far as the players is concerned. But now you get nothing for this. Like I said, what I'm looking for, what can make this a lot better for the Atlanta Falcons, you go out and get a guy like Ndamukong Suh. Don't know the exact number of the contract right now, but the Falcons go out and get a defensive lineman because they did cut a guy in Anthony Rush. So you can bring in a potential defensive lineman, and Ndamukong Suh guys are still out there as far as that concerned. That could quite possibly happen. But like I said, I just don't. I think the Falcons. I don't know what the hell they was thinking when it comes down to this situation. I'm gonna wait and see, but I don't think anybody can justify trading away Deion Jones for nothing, and then adding Will Compton. Yeah, we added Will Compton. But like I said, I think there are more moves to come. So we're going to be patient as far as that concerned. But if this is all you get, trading Deion Jones for a 6th-round pick, swapping a 6th-round pick, excuse me. So they didn't even really gain a 6th-round pick. They literally just swapped 6th-round picks and picked up a 7th-round pick. And we signed Will Compton in free agency, a guy that nobody wanted. And like I said, this is no disrespect to Will Compton, but he's a free agent for a reason. Nobody wanted him. And he said Will Compton had 1 tackle last year. Yeah. Like I said, that's the problem that I have with this. So Deion Jones is no longer the Atlanta Falcons. Their argument of whether or not Deion Jones should be playing is done. Over. Yeah, like I said, I want to wait to see what happens, but you can't justify this with no damn Will Compton, bro. After what we saw today, literally we couldn't stop anybody. We couldn't stop Tom Brady for checking the ball down. The linebackers could not. The boy Leonard Fournette had 10 catches. Let me repeat that. Leonard Fournette had 10 catches, all checkdowns, and he was running through our linebackers, and we pick up Will Compton to help us. I just want people to really understand what I'm saying right here. In my opinion, this has nothing to do with whether or not Deion Jones is good enough. I think this is another one of who that the Falcons are ready to move on. Get rid of anything and everything that had anything to do with the previous regime. We're talking about Will Compton, people. Will Compton. Okay? Yeah. Our big help for this team is supposed to be Will Compton, people. I want people to process that. I think we all stated several times, sir, that Deion Jones was gone. I think anybody who has been following the Atlanta Falcons when Matt Ryan was traded, I think we all know that no one was off limits. I think we all kind of know that. So I don't think that takes a genius for anybody to say that. What we're stating as far as this is concerned, and if you want to say I'm wrong as far as Deion Jones being here and the Falcons needed to re-sign him, I still stand pat to that, because Deion Jones is better than what we have on this current roster. Maybe you could say, all right, potentially Troy Anderson has all of the physical assets, and when you look at overall potential, Troy has the potential to be a mega star at middle linebacker. This dude has the size, the speed, the makeup to be an absolute star. So if the Falcons feel comfortable saying, all right, Troy, you are our guy, because he made a hell of a lot of plays today. My only concern is if something happens to Michael, then who we got? Who we got for Michael Walker to replace Michael Walker? You're bringing in Will Compton to replace Troy Anderson in the rotation, because now your rotation is Michael. Well, not even Michael Walker. Michael Walker could, like I said, he had a groin injury. He said he'll be okay, but I mean, Julio said he was all right too. This is a groin injury, and I know anybody who had a groin injury, that those things, just like a hamstring, could be nagging. So now you have Will Compton, Rashawn Evans, and Nathan Landman as your three top linebackers right now. You see what the problem is? Yeah. And in Troy, like I said, all this could be for nothing. Me saying this about this could be for nothing, because Troy may be a star. Troy Anderson could be a star. He made a hell of a lot of plays today. Rushing the passer, seeing the defense, reacting before the plays. Like, the dude was making plays today. So all this could be for not what I'm saying. But the issue I have is you brought in Will Compton. Yeah. And they could quite like they could end up bringing a Marlon Davidson but still, who's going to bring who's going to be what's the linebacker rotation now? Because we no longer have a rotation. Again, this is a growing injury for Michael Walker. Yeah, I need them to like that. I need for that to make sense for me. So, like I said before, this move makes sense for this reason and this reason alone. That they believe that Troy Anderson has finally gotten it. That he knows what he's seeing now, and he needs more reps. He understands the defense. He's going to be put in the proper position to make plays, which he can make plays. But this is all this reminds me of a move for a guy that they truly believe is going to be a star in a defense for years to come, in Troy Anderson. I think this has everything to do with Troy Anderson. Now, I threw out the Roquan Smith out there for the simple fact that if the Falcons feel that he's going to be a star in Troy, then he may need a running partner. And I do not think for 1 second that Michael Walker nor Rashaan Evans is the answer. Just don't believe it. Can Michael Walker make plays? He's made plays, interceptions, timely interceptions. He got a few sacks here and there. But Michael Walker has been absolutely pitiful when it comes down to linebacker play. Now, you can look at a guy like, again, and Ndamukong Suh. You can throw him out there to help with the run defense, help shore up the defensive line. You can also have a guy like Marlon Davidson. He come back. He could be activated as far as him is concerned. But that's another question for me personally. I don't think Marlon Davidson is someone that they trust. So it can easily be a trade for Marlon Davidson being gone. So that's another thing to look out for. Marlon Davidson being traded. But like I said, at the end of the day, we're going to wait and see what happens. But Deion Jones has been traded to the Cleveland Browns for a swap of 6th-round picks as well as a 7th-round pick. So let me know what you guys think about that. I appreciate you guys. We're going to go over this on Cooler Talk tomorrow. Later on tomorrow, about 8 o'clock. And like I said, we'll see what happens from that point on. So again, this is what we say all the time over here, over here at Atlanta Falcons Nation, Mad Mike Sports, that we are not experts. We get shit wrong all the time. That you cannot trust Arthur Smith. You cannot trust Terry Fontenot. These guys do things they want to do. So with that being said, I'm out of here, man. Peace.